All right, let's jump into our training for today. We're going to talk today about managing your portfolio, why you should be a portfolio manager, why we're portfolio managers. We're not just traders. Really, I consider myself more of a portfolio manager. I'm managing my stock options futures portfolio. So let's review today how, as portfolio managers, we review our individual portfolio, what we're looking for on a monthly, day-to-day, or more often basis. So let's get into managing your options and futures portfolio. And let's talk about first day-to-day versus monthly. So day-to-day versus monthly reviews. On a day-to-day basis, what should we be reviewing? On a monthly basis, what should we be reviewing? We're not going to look at everything every single day. Let's start with monthly, and then we're going to jump into the day-to-day operations of things. But on a monthly portfolio, what do we want to look at? So I put this little slide up here as a spreadsheet that I use as a trade tracker. And you can see some of the trades from January. The greens are are winners, the reds are losers. None of that's really important. What's important is what I highlighted at the bottom. So number one, I want to look at goal review on a monthly basis. Number one, did my P&L meet my trade plan? If I'm trying to make $7,000 on a monthly basis, did I hit $7,000 for the month? Or did I only hit $6,000? Did I exceed it and hit $11,000? Okay, why or why not? So why did I exceed or fall short of my goal? And what can I do to fix that? We'll talk a little bit more about that. But when I look at strategies, I want to look at individual strategies by P&L, number one. So each strategy, so if you look at the bottom here, if you can make these out, I don't know how you're viewing these, but you can see the LT or the long-term 112 or weekly strangles or strangles on futures or 112 trades on futures or leap puts or my Amazon trades or spec trades. I look at each one of those tabs. So I look at those things on a monthly basis as I look at the entire account as a whole, what was the P&L, and then I want to look at each of my individual strategies one by one to see, did they meet the trade plan goals? Did they exceed it? Did they fall short? And why? What happened this month? Was it something that was, really abnormal and not something I can work on? Or is there a pattern starting to develop month after month that, okay, maybe this trade's not working out, or maybe this trade's doing better? And I've got a good example of that maybe we'll talk about later today. But I'm looking at my strategies for the month. So number one, I look at my overall P&L for the month. After the month is over, did I meet? Did I fall short? Why and why not? Then I look at each strategy. Did I meet or fall short? Why or why not? What worked? What didn't? And then once I'm done, should I be changing anything? Should I be dropping? Should I be tweaking? I really don't want to tweak inside the month. I don't want to look at, oh, hey, it's weekly strangles and they didn't work this month, even though they worked for 5 months. Should I tweak what I'm doing or no? Should I change anything? Should I drop them? Should I change the way I'm putting those on? I don't want to make day-to-day snap decisions or week-to-week snap decisions. I want to make monthly decisions on whether something's working or not. And then with the trade tracker too, are we allocating the proper buying power for these trades? And that's one thing let's take a quick look at a different screen here. And here's the trade tracker that I have. I've blown it up a bit. You don't need to see every column here because it's just a lot of junk off to the right. But I'm looking here to see on the main account, is my buying power in line? So for 112 trades on futures, I've got $32,000 in buying power allocated over these 7 trades here. So is 32 grand, is that within the buying power allotment, or am I over this? Do I have to dial back a bit? I'm looking at leap puts. I've got $20,000 in leap puts right now. Is that good? Is that something I need to tweak? Is that within my trade plan? Considering the size of my account, it's pretty well within my trade plan. I could actually go up to 10 or more of these things around 3 grand. So I'm okay up to 30 grand. strangles on futures. I didn't sum these up, but you can certainly look to do that. So I know I could take a look at these as well. You know, I'm at $10,000 on strangles on futures. I technically would like to have a little bit more on. I'd like to get to 4. I actually closed some trades today, or they came off at 50% winners, so I can add more to those. Long-term 112 trades, I'm up at 71,000. Certainly that's within my 30% rule of no one strategy gets more than 30% of the trade buying power that I've got out there. And then lastly, weekly strangles, it's at 39,000, certainly within my my buying power ranges there. So that's how I'm looking at my trade tracker to make sure that my buying power and maybe the number of overall trades is in good shape. Now, I know my buying power anyway, but I'm looking at buying power per strategy. And this is the best way for me to figure that out, because you really can't do it well on the platforms without a lot of potential headaches and such out there. So that's what I'm looking for on that. So let's keep moving through. So that's the monthly basis, and that's what we're looking for on a monthly basis. Let's jump into what would happen on a daily basis. So let's look at day-to-day management of your trading portfolio. You are a hedge fund manager. You are a fund manager of your own portfolio. You got to take that mantle on. You got to take that responsibility. You've got to manage your overall portfolio. I am much more worried about my overall portfolio than I am about any one position. I don't get too worried about any one position. If you follow your plan, it's a winner or a loser. If you follow your plan correctly, most likely you should do pretty well. And then the losers, they hopefully come off within the plan parameters, and they happen. And do I need to hedge? Do I need to do other things? I need to look at the overall portfolio. So day-to-day management is where we're going to spend most of the time today, but it really involves 2 things. Number one, it's going to involve reviewing your portfolio metrics. So I'm going to first take a look at my portfolio metrics. Then I'm going to review individual positions after that. But I want to see on a day-to-day basis, are my portfolio metrics falling within the ranges that I need? So let's talk about those. So portfolio management here, day-to-day portfolio management. What are your key metrics per your trade plan? Number one, theta. Is your portfolio's theta within the guidelines that you set in your trade plan? And if you say, oh, Tom, I don't know what my theta should be. Okay, then you need to start to work on putting together a trade plan. Okay, for me, my theta is going to be usually 0.2% or less of, 0.4% of my net lick or less. Or, if I can get a little bit more, great. But typically 0.3 to 0.4% is my theta. All right, so do I need more theta? Do I need less theta in my account? Okay, not putting on any trades yet, just am I within my parameters? Am I around that 0.3, 0.4% on my theta? This is me personally. Or do I need to make a change? Delta. So this one is the one I want to be less. I'm 0.2% of my net lick or less, plus or minus. I don't care if it's plus or minus. I'm as delta neutral as I can get. I like to be as delta neutral as possible, and then either up or down based upon the markets. Right now, I think the markets are in a nice bullish trend. Having a little positive delta is totally fine. I think once we get to an overbought stage and we start to drop back, then having a little negative delta will be fine, but I'm always within my parameters. But do I need to add more, or do I need to take some away? And then I'm going to look at buying power. So there's really only the 3 things I'm looking at. What's my buying power percent? Is it within my trade plan percentage, which is 50%? So am I using 50% or less of my buying power in my types of trades? Because I'm primarily an options trader and I'm primarily an options on futures trader, I've got to be aware of span margin. I'd like to be below 50% or so to accommodate any increases in span margin. If it's a small portfolio that I manage, which I do manage a couple small portfolios, those might be less than 50%. Those might be closer to 30 to 40% maximum, because in a small portfolio, any significant increases in span margin are going to have a much bigger effect on the risk because I have less positions. If I have a very large account, $1 million or more account, maybe a $500,000 or more account, then I might look to put on a little bit more. Or if I'm in an IRA, I may want to be, again, around 30 to 40%, be a little more conservative in my buying power when I'm using futures. But when I look at my buying power percentage, is there an opportunity to trade? That's what determines whether I'm going to place a trade today or not, unless it's part of my mechanical strategies. We'll take a look at our portfolio in a bit, but if my delta isn't where it's supposed to be, if it's too high, I can't trade. So, the order window is closed for me on those days. Now let's look at position management. So what are you going to look at when it comes to your individual positions? And I'm going to look, number one, as I go through my individual positions daily, I'm really just looking at the P&L since the open percent. Okay, I am looking at my P&L since I opened the trade, and I'm really just looking at the percentage, not the dollar figures. I don't care about the dollar figure. Okay, but I'm never looking at my daily P&L. Okay, on an individual position. But I don't care if I'm making $50 today, $220 today, $500 today, or I'm losing $200. I really don't care about that. What I see a lot in our Discord channel is sometimes you'll see people posting, "Hey, I've got a loss on this position today," or something. I don't care what the daily position loss is. All I care about is the P&L since the open percentage. Is that an area where I have a concern about a stop approaching, or is there an opportunity to close it early? If it's at 80, 90%, and I normally let it expire, how many days in the trade is it? Is it worth it taking off early? If a trade strategy of mine is to close at 50%, and I'm already at 40% in half the time that I anticipated, then maybe I should take that off, because I'm going to, if I'm ahead of my goal in less time, okay, or if I'm on track for my goal on an annual basis in less time, take it off. Hey, if you hit 25% on a 30-day trade and you hit it in 10 days, take it off. Okay, yes, maybe that's not, make sure that's part of your plan, but 25% in 10 days is going to be better to me than 50% in 30 days, because I can get out, take my profit, I'm hitting my plan, and I can put a new trade on and free up that buying power. So P&L since open, is there not a concern with something approaching a stop, even though I have stops on, some might be manual, or is there an opportunity to close something early because it's exceeding the return per day that I was looking for? And then I'm also going to look at the current DTE. Is there anything that's approaching 21 DTE on any long-term trades, which I do like to get out? It's probably the one tasty trade rule that I'll use. Okay, is something, I'm avoiding that gamma as we get less and less on the days till expiration. So is anything approaching 21 days on a long-term trade? Typically that does not happen in my account. But if it is, I look to take it off. Or for some 112 trades, am I approaching a time where I want to start to look at the put debit spread, and if there's any juice in there at all with like 7 days to go, I may look to take it off. So anyway, without getting too specific into strategies, I'm looking at P&L since open, current DTE, and then just overall, is there anything I need to do with that particular trade? I can review 41 trades in probably 10 minutes or so. And then I'm done. So there's my position management for the day. All right, so let's take a look at a real-time review of our portfolio. Let's take a look at the Income Navigator standard trading portfolio that we run, and let's take a look at how I would go through reviewing individual positions. So here's the positions that we have on currently in this account. Let's run through them. There's about 41 some odd positions in this account. So let's go through these, see if I can figure out exactly how many. I think there's, sorry for the silence. There's, yeah, I think about 40. We took some off today. So let's take a quick look. All right, first up is, and I don't care what strategies, 6A, okay? What do we have on? Quick look, it's a put and a call. So it's obviously a strangle that's working here. We're sitting at 15% P&L to open, nothing to do. I really don't care about anything else. I got 65 days till expiration. There's really, there's nothing to do. 65 days till expiration. I've been in it 22 days at 15%. So it's not been on short enough with a high enough P&L to open to close it early for any reason. I'm looking for at least 50% on a strangle. I'm not there. All right, let's look at oil. CL futures. I got a 112 trade on here. This has 114% P&L since the open. I've got 12 days to go in this trade. Now, that is getting closer to where I may want to take a look at this put debit spread and see what it would take for me to close this. Would I get anything out of it right now? I'm going to get about 70 bucks. It's probably not worth it to close yet, so we'll just hang on there for now. Now, one thing you could do, though, is when I look at the individual legs, I'm going to go back and talk about the P&L since the open on the naked puts. And if you look here, these naked puts are worth 1 penny. I could take this off today. So technically I could close these naked puts. I don't think I'll get a penny. Let's throw it out there just for the fun of it, but I might get 2 cents on it. It's over 95%. So maybe that's something we can do. Bingo. All right, we're going to take it off for 2 cents. Now, on this particular position, I no longer have any naked puts. I'll actually go ahead and put that on my trade plan so that I know that I have already closed this 112, or I'm sorry, this, 112, 63, 65. Okay, and I closed the 112's 53.5 for 2 cents. Okay, 2 cents. All right, so this trade is a 94% winner right now if it goes to expiration, unless these put debit spreads are worth something. Right now, they're not worth a lot. They're worth 70 bucks. So because it's 1,000 multiplier, and I only have one trade on, so they're worth 70 bucks. I could close it and take an extra $70 in credit on top of the credit I've already got. I've already spent $2, so taking in an additional 7 would give me a plus 5. It would be a nice boost. I'm going to let this thing roll. So I've already closed those. I've made a note that I closed them today. Okay, moving on. All right, here's another 112 on oil futures. It's at 113% profit. It's got 43 days to go, and these naked puts are only at an 82% profit since the open. Nothing to do on those. I'll just leave those things running. Here's a strangle on oil. Now this is at a 25% return 14 days into the trade. So I was just talking about this, that, hey, if I hit my 25% in half the time that I expect, should I take it off? I'm at 14. I'm pretty much right on track for a 50% return. So I could close this today. So it's very possible to close this strangle today. I think I'm going to let it run and see if we can get a little bit ahead of the pace. If not, I'll just let it go to until it gets to 50%. So it's not bad. I think if I was advising someone, I would probably consider taking that off, but I'm going to leave it on for now. All right, ES, lots of trades on ES. I love the fact that you can now group these things. So the groupings are great. So you can see I've got a 112 for July, but you can see that the naked puts are already gone. So this is just the put debit spread only. It's worth 10 cents, not a whole lot, nothing I would do right now. I got 16 days to see if we hit the trap. Here's another 112 on ES. This is just a put debit spread because I've already closed the naked puts on this one as well at 95% winners. This one's worth 30 cents. Not worth a whole lot of anything. 15 bucks is not going to do a whole lot of good for me. So I think I'll just let those ride for now as a nice hedge. I have a BA 112 trade, not getting into all these different trades. This thing's up 115% since I opened it 30 days ago. It's got 30 days to go. That's a pretty good return, but I'm not going to close it. What I will consider doing, though, is I will consider closing off these naked puts when they get to 95%, but are only at 81, so I don't care right now. All right, here's another LT112. 92% is where I am on the naked puts. Not at my threshold, not taking it off. 93% winner, 44 days to go, nothing to do here. Okay. Strangle. Here, this one's down 68%. This is the one strangle that's being challenged a bit for the most part. Now, having the markets down $4 today is helpful. We are approaching this 45.50 call. We'll keep an eye on it, but it's down 69%. I got 44 days to go, but my stop loss is a 200% loss. Okay, so I'm nowhere near that. So nothing to do, nothing to even consider worrying about on that trade. I will let it go, follow my mechanic. If I lose, I lose. Another long-term 112. The naked puts are at 89, nothing to do. 90% winner, 57 days, nothing to do. Here's another strangle. This strangle's down 8%. Again, 46.50 on the call. So the call side is where we're getting some loss, but we're only down 90 bucks on this trade, which again, don't care about the P&L since the open. I care about the percentage. I'm down 8%. I got 57 days to go. I'm not worrying about it. All right, and then here's another long-term 112. And then the naked puts are at 86. Nothing to do on those. So we're done with those ES trades. A couple more long-term 112s. Again, 68%. The naked puts are at 66. Nothing to do. There's a strangle down 8%. There's another strangle that's up 2%. Nothing to do on either one of these. 8%, 2%. I'm not doing anything. The long-term 112s up 35% in 14 days. This one's down or up 0.5% in 5 days. Nothing to do there. So that ends the ES trades. Gold trades, I've already taken off a strangle today due to the weekly strangle process. So I got 4 strangles working. Overall, this one's up 43%, 23%, 47%, and then this one's up 0 because I just put it on today. Nothing to do. None of these are within 21 days. This one is getting doggone close to 50% winner, but that's not part of the strategy that I have here. So don't care. These are all good. Nothing to worry about. On gold, we're up, nice, couple grand. But again, I don't care about the P&L since the open. All right, let's look at lean hogs. We're up 60% on this 112 trade since the open. The naked puts are almost up 69%, 70%. Nothing to do here. Just let this thing keep going. Livestock, we are on the live cattle futures. We're down 56% on this strangle trade, but we're up 490 today. Again, I don't care about the daily P&L, but the fact that live cattle dropped today is all good for us. But 56%, I'm not near 21 days. Nothing to do there. Nat gas, it's a 112. I'm up 36%. Nothing to do on these naked puts. Done. I've got a BA 112 on NASDAQ. NQ futures, it's up 84%. 26 days to go. But again, I'm not worried about the 21-day rule in 112s. This thing's at a 78% premium capture. Nothing to do. Corn, 112. I'm up 123% in 44 days with 16 days to go. Now, the naked puts only up 80%. Nothing to do on those. And I'm not going to touch the PDS. until I get to 7 days, so nothing to do. Soybeans, I got two 112s. One's up 98%, one's up 100%. Neither one has naked. Well, this one does have a naked put at 95%. I think the market, I don't know if it's still, let me, I could potentially close this one off here. I doubt that I'll get filled at that price, but yeah, it's projected because the market's closed. So that's why I said I thought the grains market's already closed on the futures. I'll wait till later or tomorrow, but I'm really looking to take this one off because I'm at 95% on soybeans. Amazon, I've got 59% gain on these covered calls with 2 days to go. There's not much to do on those. I'm already 5 days into the trade. I might as well let this thing go a bit longer. My synthetic stock position, there's really nothing to do on that. It's up 434% in 98 days. Looking great, made a nice $9 grand so far, but again, don't care about the P&L. IWM, 21% on this put spread, or I'm sorry, leap put. And I'm up 21%. I got 300 days to go. I've been in it 28 days. There's nothing to do on this trade. We closed these at 30%, so I'm getting closer. SPX, I've got a hedge trade on here. I've got a butterfly hedge trade. This thing's at nearly a full loser, but I've still got 26 to go and to see if we drop. Nothing to do there. SPY, I got 4 trades working. These are leap puts that I put on every single Monday. One's up 26, one's up 16, one's up 19, and one from the other day is just down a tad today, or down a tad overall, about 3% down. Nothing to do, lots of time left. We're getting close on one of them, but I've got orders working, so don't care. VIX is another little hedge trade. This thing's pretty much at a pretty good loser. It's just a hedge, seeing if VIX explodes. Nothing to do there. And then XLE, just put this on a couple days ago. It's down a whole 4%, $30 down. Nothing to do on that trade. So there you go. There's how I would go through that in less than, probably if I wasn't talking to you and showing you these, I'd have been done with this in 5 minutes. So 10 minutes, reviews your portfolio, gives you a sense of exactly what's going on in your individual positions and your portfolio. When I look at my overall portfolio today as well on that, I can see that my delta is 58, a positive 58, so nothing to worry about there. And my theta is 731, nothing to worry about there. If you watch the daily recaps that I give you all of my trades. I show you all of my gains, all of my losses. There's very few people on the internet showing you an actual portfolio, gains and losses, and individual trades every single day. So I show you what happens, whether I win, whether I lose. I'm one of the only guys showing you everything that I'm doing and explaining it all to you on here. So if you like this, if you're watching those daily trades, if you don't have your trade plan, though, check out the 3 trade plan videos here. Get your trade plan built so that you can become a portfolio manager of your portfolio. I don't care if it's a 10,000, 50, 100,000, 200,000, 2 million, 10 million, doesn't matter what your account is. You need to become a portfolio manager. Review your portfolio monthly by strategy and P&L. Review your portfolio and your positions daily. 5-10 minutes is all you need. Put on some trades or take some off or do nothing. It keeps you balanced. You won't be putting on stuff because you can't. Now, my buying power is right about 55% right now. I cannot put on a new trade unless it's part of the mechanical strategy. So no new trades. Makes life easy. I don't have to trade today. All right, if you liked this video, go ahead and please click that like button. I appreciate it. Click the like button. If you've not subscribed before, please subscribe to the channel. Love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop anything in comments. I try to answer most comments. I don't get to all of them, but I try to answer most of them for you. And then also click on that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new stuff, which is almost every single day. You get something new. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Okay. Make sure you become a portfolio manager. Manage your portfolios and watch your increase, because when you watch your numbers and you watch what you're doing, you're going to be much more focused. You're not going to make emotional decisions, and you're going to be much more profitable. All right. Happy trading. You guys have a great and prosperous July 5th here, and we'll see you guys in either the Discord channels, on Facebook, on Twitter, or here in the YouTube channel. Any of those, we'll see you there. Have a great day, guys.